Well, COVID-19 has affected the university in many levels. I would say roughly, has affected dramatically the mobility, and especially at the very beginning of the pandemic situation. Later on, we have reassumed, I mean, the normal normal path of our work, in the sense of mobility sometimes according to the restrictions established, I mean, for some periods. And playing with the waves of the disease and the incidents we are still experiencing. And as regards to the partnership, I would say also, because has hindered the mobility of lecturers. I mean, visiting has prevented them from visiting other universities too, due to the pandemic situation. But roughly, I would say that all work, or most of the work, we have been able, I mean, to work on thanks to the new technologies. And we have went on to virtual, and we have to get used, I mean, to work online with colleagues from other universities, not only with other universities, but with colleagues within our universities. So currently, I would say that the pandemic situation still affects us, but we can carry on with our partly almost normal work. But we miss a lot, I mean, the real mobility, because it's more rewarding in many aspects. I mean, for personal contact and visiting the facilities of other universities and so on. So I hope, I mean, the near future can reassume all this. Well, I would say it was something completely new for all of us, I mean, the very beginning, but I think we reacted promptly, in the sense that we were steadily connected and well informed with the ministries competent for health care, and all the authorities competent on this regard, giving instructions and indications, I mean, how to proceed, I mean, to all the university community. And thing was that it was at the very beginning. Remember, it was clear that the paid wage of the university, or email students and staff, was not sufficient. And we developed, I mean, gradually more effective systems, like, I mean, a WhatsApp group and other forms of mass communication, to keep updated information, I mean, to all people affected by the situation that were very changeable, depending on the period of time we were talking about now. And currently, I would say now we are used to it. We know how to look for information. We are used to. We have learned a lot of medical and scientific issues regarding the pandemic situation, and now I think it's going very smoothly. Though again, we miss a lot, I mean, the physical, not having restrictions, I mean, to real mobility. Well, my institution, University of Cadiz, is it's a large. It's a lot of people working on that. So if I think of the internationalization office, I think we were lucky enough in the sense that we were working already with platforms, online platforms, as for mobility staff, we are working on online platforms already, and for other issues like projects, we had already uploaded all files. We created an kind of cloud with all data. Luckily, a couple of months before the pandemic situation broke out. So we were lucky enough, to continue to be able to continue to work with practically normality and online, because we had to go virtual from one day into another as the state of alarm was declared by the Spanish government. So work was not that affected. And as for the internal communication, we had established also some internal. We used some applications for internal communication that helps us a lot. To mitigate not meeting physically in the office, and I think that works pretty well in our vice-rectorate. I know that because it's in some other units wasn't that the case, and they had really they were more affected by the going to virtual. They were not so well prepared. So I guess depending on the unit, on the area you are talking, that can be very diverse. Communications with the European Union and the ministries on all competent authorities regarding our work have been very fluent, and they promptly reacted, and they gave us advice and guidelines how to proceed in order to cope with all the changing situation with the pandemic COVID-19. So I think they were really well done by then, and though there was some kind of uncertainty how to apply many advices and suggestions. How to apply it in real, because it's one thing is the theoretical guidelines, and other ones to apply to real cases, because the cases can be very different. Well, there was I would say a small gap to how to cope with that, but apart from that, I think it was there was a good communication with them, and I think generally we all reacted promptly, and we could make it with the pandemic situation, to go on, to carry on our work. Well, this is a very good question. This is a well quick question. Solutions. Well, solutions. I hope solution will be ready at hand with the new vaccines and pills. We can take in the future to fight this COVID-19 pandemic. But I guess there are many lessons we have to learn from this period, and we think though we are longing to go back to physical to real mobilities, which is as I said before, very rewarding and very useful. We have learned how to cope with and using, optimizing, the use of new technologies. Working online, I think it will stay, for us. And as the video conference that rarely would take place, now is a daily task. And I think it's very practical, not only for partnership with outside our university, but within our university. In our case, Cadiz University has 4 different campuses, and before we used to go physically to that campus and so on, and now we can choose. Now we can choose how, and we may set up a meeting, online meeting, more easily than before. And I think we have to combine both possibilities. I think this is very enriching. And yes, I think we have many important lessons we have learned from this period. which will be useful for the future.